Oh, they've done it! Simon Terodde, an instant hero! Can you believe it? Plenty attacking! No! The comeback is complete! A stunning second half from Schalke!
Blau und Weiß, sein Leben lang. Herzlich willkommen zurück auf Schalke America. Welcome to your Black and Blues Monday podcast. Oh, what a weekend. What a weekend. Yeah, not the greatest of results, not the greatest of performances. This is one of the worst performances we've seen in quite a bit of time from us, isn't it? Not the ideal way to end the weekend outside of Schalke. It was a wonderful weekend here in the eastern side of the United States. Fall temperatures, very cool, very nice, perfect weather, and Schalke ruined it all. But we'll get into the game and what the hell went on in this game. Heading into this weekend, there's some optimism, right? We won 4-1 in our friendly. Yes, it's a friendly, right? But against Heracles Almelo, a team that's, a decent team in the Eredivisie, beat them handily 4-1. Karl Gerard's system looked like it was free flowing. It was how we wanted to see entertaining football. Not so fast. Not so fast. We saw a lot of changes in the starting lineup. Team looked terrible in the back, in goal, in the midfield, in possession, in the attack, just all the way around. Everyone's to blame in this one. It was just a terrible, terrible performance. So let's get it over with. Try to get past this game, but there's a lot to talk into. Obviously, we lost this game 3-0. Not the best of results, and that is the understatement of this weekend. But let's get to the starting 11. Fairman back in goal. Got to see Ralf Fairman in goal, and lots of people were happy to see Ralf back, right? But it wasn't like Häkkinen did poorly. It was like Langer did poorly, right? But it's always contentious to bring a guy like Fairman back. One, he is beloved, but he hasn't been in the mix. He's been on the bench for a while with an injury, and so you had two other guys who had been seeing a lot of action lately, doing fairly well for the team. And so it could throw things off if you insert the fan favorite in there, Ralf Fairman, right? Then they went with a back three. I guess back three or back four, whatever you want to call it. But Ojan back in his familiar position. Seguin gets a start after a decent performance in the friendly. Terodde getting a start. Last minute announcement by Gerards. Gerards not really trying to tip his hand too much. He just really wants to trying to hold as much as he can before the start of the kickoff. So Terodde will get the start over Poulter. We would see Templeman. Templeman has been he looked decent in the friendly as well under Gerards. You saw Lasma and Terodde looking really, really dangerous together in the friendly, and so it made sense that Lasma would start up there. He is that lightning to Terodde's thunder. He's got the pace. He's got a lot of skill. He can move in different positions, so it made sense there. Kabadai was in the attack there. Baumgartel reinserted back into the defense. Stability? Maybe not. Kalash back there. We're happy to see Kalash. Kaminsky back in there again. And then Ouedraogo into that midfield mix. And so it was an interesting starting 11. On the bench, you had Häkkinen, Cisse, Drexler, Kozuki, Matriciani, Moore, Merkin, Poulter, and Schallenberg. I think of the omissions in the starting 11, I think Merkin was the biggest one for me outside of Fairman. And I have no really arguments for Fairman. I understand why he was put in there, but Merkin has been one of the bright spots, of the few that we've had this season. And so him starting on the bench in this one, I don't know if it was an injury or what was going on there, but an interesting starting 11 to say the least. Kalash, Baumgarten, and Kaminsky in the back there with Kabadai as the right wing with on his opposite was Thomas Ojan. And so that's interesting. Kabadai, he obviously can get up there, but defensively, he's an attacker. Like, what do we expect from Kabadai, right? And I think I was fortunate. If you were unfortunate to watch the entire game without break. I feel for you, right? I had the fortune to watch the simulcast on one of the streams, and it was between all the games that are going live, and so I can see bits and pieces of Schalke, and I have to go back and watch the game after. But while the game was going on, I saw how bad Schalke were, and I'm like, God, I don't know if I can watch this for 90 minutes. Glück auf, Anthony, Glück auf. But nonetheless, the team played out there, and Karlsruhe really took it to us, and it wasn't before long that they finally broke us down and got the opening goal. Defense was really poor. I think the one thing we were hoping for at the least is that GERAERTS was going to solidify, stabilize the defense, make it difficult for the opposition to score goals, and not so much, right? They held them for 20 minutes or so. Say what you will about that, but looking at the first goal here, Lars Stindl, a player that he's a Bundesliga caliber player for many years. He's a fantastic player over the years. You wondered if he's going to get in the score sheet in this one. He would. This play gets swung out to the left hand side here. So the guy on the bottom here of the screen gets the ball. And if you look at it from here, we're set up pretty well, right? They got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in the box. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys in and around them. Should have it covered, right? Should have it covered. Now, granted, Lars Stindl is doing right by cutting through the two defenders right here, Kalash and Baumgartel. And then Makonovic, or whatever his name is, tries to break between Kaminsky and Baumgartel. So what is this guy going to do? You think this guy, his main option is just going to swing it to the box and see what happens, right? Because they're clearly outnumbered. There's no chance they're going to get the ball, right? Well, the ball gets swung in, right? It gets swung into Matanovic, and he touches it intentionally, unintentionally, drops right for Lars Stindl. Talk about bad luck. The one guy you don't want the ball to fall to is Lars Stindl. It falls right to his feet, right past the goalkeeper. You got a question, right? 3 guys standing right here with a 4th guy right there, and 2 guys getting the ball easily down in the middle. Like, what are you thinking here? Here's another angle. So number 24 here, he gets the ball and just swings the ball in and basically comes in right here into the mix, and he gets a foot on it before Kaminsky, before Baumgartel, and Lars Stindl is just drifting, and finally, boom, gets a cut in there, and all it takes is a touch, drops to Lars Stindl, and Lars Stindl, boom, gets it past Fairman. Could Fairman have saved the shot? He could have done better. He could have done better, in my opinion. It was a bang play, and you got Stindl one-on-one with the goalkeeper. That's hard to defend, folks. Any keeper. I don't even know if Mueller would have saved it, but Heckerin and Langer. Langer's got good reflexes. He could have saved it, but much to be desired on that shot. I think the main thing from this is that Mr. Old Baumgartel, right here, Mr. Baumgartel, defending nobody at the moment. He's kind of looking at his way. Kabadai's kind of got him covered. Templeman's over here, and he's like, I got this guy. This guy's covered with this guy here, right? All these guys are covered. Whoever that is, they're coming over here. But Baumgartel's really not paying attention to anybody at this point, right? He's not paying attention to anybody. Clearly not Lars Stindl, because the ball goes past him. So the ball comes in, and it's perfectly just close enough to Baumgartel that he thought he was going to get it. He reached for it, goes right past him to Matanovic. And now all of a sudden he's way out of position. Kaminsky's the ball's in front of him. He should have probably done the position better, but Baumgartel's way out of position at this point. And now all he's got to do, he could take a shot, but he sees a wide open guy here. Why the hell not would you pass it to him? And had all the time in the world to lay up this volley and then slot it past home, past Fairman. Easy goal. And you definitely want to say, you can say what you want about Fairman. Could he save it? Could he not? But Baumgartel has to get blame on this one because he's really in no man's land, and it's evident right here where he's not really marking anyone. And you can look back to here, like originally that's supposed to be his guy Lars Stindl, but look at Kabadai, he's got him well covered, and then all of a sudden Kabadai is way over here, so he drifts away. Baumgartel was out of position. These 2 guys are just whatever. I mean, Seguin could have done a lot better, I think, on the play, right? But as you see right here, I mean, heck, Seguin is just getting to the picture now, and here's Baumgartel. And boom, the goal happens, and you're like, geez, not a great way to score to open the game. 22 minutes in, already down 1-0. As Anthony says, with Schalke having a new coach, it's going to take time for the players to adjust and understand the coach, what he wants from them. And there is that language barrier, right? But many of the players speak German, and obviously Kreutzer, Buskins, and Asamoah are there, so that can help with that. But I agree, yeah, it's going to take some time. I think if we hadn't had that tease in the friendly where we won 4-1, it looked so good. We're like, hey, we got this, right? I think if you're thinking about it truthfully, yeah, it's always gonna be hard to adjust to a new manager. And boy, man, the one thing we thought was gonna help was defensively with the 5 guys back there. It did not whatsoever. I mean, you got 5 guys right here, plus a couple runners, and still no effort whatsoever. And Baumgartel gets the majority of the blame. For me, I'm curious what you guys' thoughts are. Let us know in the comments if you think they're to blame. No Jack Mangan tonight, obviously. It's just myself. Jack was out traveling this weekend, and man, ESPN, they're killing us with these streams because these games aren't live for us, right? They pick and choose their games. I think this week's choice were Hamburg and I would say Kaiserslautern, or I forget who the other one was. Maybe it's Hertha, but it certainly wasn't Schalke. So you had to find an illegal stream, and if you didn't catch it live, you probably pretty much SOL unless you live in somewhere else that has the games that records it. But in the United States, you're SOL if you didn't watch the game live. So 1-0 down, and the 22 minutes in, you're like, oh, here we go. And to this point, we did nothing offensively, and it was infuriating. But the guy who I just said made huge mistakes, Baumgartel, he kind of makes up for it here. Just I don't know, maybe 10 minutes after that, right after the goal, ball comes into the box. There's a guy here, you can't even see him because the great pressure by Kaminsky, Odrago back checking, and then Baumgartel steps up, intercepts the ball, and he's already got 2 guys closing in on him, trying to shut him down. And what Baumgartel does well here, and Eric says everything was poor. Last move was the one had chance, and we'll get to here. That's the chance right here we're talking about now. The one good play in the game for Schalke, and Baumgartel kind of makes up for his mistakes earlier. Doesn't make up for the whole game. But he finds Oyan, who's just off the screen here at the top here. And then not only passes to him, it's very similar to what we saw in the preseason game where Kaminsky did a quick 1-2 with Oyan and kept going up the pitch and feeds Lasme, right? Almost identical play here where Baumgartel feeds Oyan, continues his run, gets the ball back. And then this is Baumgartel right here in midfield. I mean, he's pushing up on the play. And then look, Lars is going for the run. He's ready, he's calling for it. And boom, finds the through pass there. And at this point, you're 2-on-2, and you're going to bet on Lasme to outpace anybody in this game if he gets that kind of opportunity. And he does. Obviously, coming down the pitch, it's 2-on-1 at this point against the goalkeeper. And he's got 2 great options. Take a shot, which he's been scoring a lot of goals lately, or feed it off to Terodde. He goes for the shot and doesn't get it. It goes over the bar. And at that point, you're like, okay, he just missed the bar. He'll have more opportunities. As Eric said, that was like our lone opportunity in the game, really. Skied the ball high. You kind of wish that opportunity that he did at least put it on target and make the goalkeeper save it. You could also say, I mean, at this point, this defender, he's fully committed, right? He's down on the ground. This guy's going to ground. This guy's way behind here. Lasme had an option to feed Terodde for a tap-in. The goalie was fully committed with him, too. The goalie said he's taking a shot. I mean, everyone in the world thought Lasme was going to shoot. What he should have done on that play, what he could have done. I'm not going to fault him for the shot. He should have been on target, but he could have slid it over to Terodde for a one-touch goal. But in hindsight, right? Everything's in hindsight there. Skied the ball. Excuse me. But at that point, and what we see in football, when you miss a great opportunity, it usually comes back to bite you instantly. And it wasn't in the 35th minute. It was in the 36th, 37th minute where good pressure by Karlsruhe again. I guess it kind of got awakened there by the attack, by the low attack by Schalke. They come down the pitch, and the ball's going back out to this guy right here on the wing, looking for a cross, right? And initially, looks like we've got this under control, right? They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys going into the box. We got 2, 4, 6, 8 guys. So we have 2 more guys plus a keeper in there. We have an advantage. And really, this guy, I mean, you can still count that guy, but it's still only 6. We should have everyone covered, right? He's marking him. He's marking him. He's going out to the guy. This Ojarago's marking him. Kaminsky doesn't really have anybody. Baumgartel does, or so we think. Right? He's kind of just picking up the free man, who's probably going to be this guy. Kalash is picking number 24, and then you got Kabadai watching this guy over here. Everyone should be covered, right? Then what happens is people are kind of ball watching at this point, and Baumgartel, you see his reaction. He's sprinting now because this guy, Matanovic, or whatever his name was, finds the open space. He sees that he's marked by 2 defenders. He's like, I'm just going to go find the open space here, and nobody's paying attention. Look, you can clearly see by Baumgartel's reaction. Oh my gosh, I'm missing my guy. And the ball, of course, finds him and boom, puts it back in the net, 2-0 at that point. And it doesn't look like it's that off right there, but you switch the angle and you see the separation he got. He cuts in and Baumgartel's like, oh shit, I got to go. And you got 3 guys right here, but nobody's paying attention to him. And this guy who was marking him wasn't paying attention. It's like, oh, too late at this point. All he needed is a half-yard space, and boom, Fairman could have done nothing about it. Now, I'd like to see Fairman try a little bit harder maybe, but he was kind of left out to dry at that point. I mean, again, leaving a striker in the box unmarked, what do you expect? He's going to get a shot on target. And he did, and puts the ball away 2-0 at that point. It's not even halftime yet, and you're like, "Jeez, man!" I mean, you can see how many people we have here. Look, 6 guys around one guy. 6 guys around one guy. These guys are not even in the box yet, and you can really take these 2 guys. But look, what are these guys doing? Somebody tell me what the defenders are doing here. What is Baumgartel doing? That's 2 goals in a row now that he's just, he's going out for a walk. I don't know. And it's infuriating. Again, don't make them beat you. Don't give them these easy goals. That first goal, Baumgartel didn't do a really good job. The defense didn't do a good job of marking the guy, and you got 2 guys, Stindl and the other, and then number 9 there, and Stindl, free open goal. Here again, number 9 finds an open space. No one follows him. Boom. With 6 guys around him, he finds an open space and gets the ball away. 2-0. I mean, the defense looked shaky all game long. The fact they only had 2 at halftime was surprising. We couldn't do anything offensively or defensively. Fairman had some saves in this game. He had a nice save in the 58th minute. They kind of cut us open in this play again in the 58th. Passing back side to side, number 24 gets a good shot off, and Fairman makes a great save. It was short-lived at that point, right? And then the dagger came here in the 74th minute where Kaminsky, who's right here, circled right there, does a poor clearance attempt. Oh, he goes not even halfway, I think, and the ball immediately comes back into this guy right here. And Baumgartel sees it and kind of pinches up and says, I got him, but doesn't get there in time. And what we have here is you got more, looks like he's marking this guy well. These 2 are marked. Well, Matriciani's got 2 guys really here. I mean, I think this is Seguin right here is not really marking anybody. He's watching the ball instead of, watching this guy. Kaminsky really should have been over here instead of a ball watching. So many things are going on right here. But the guy goes ahead and wants to take on Moore and see what Moore can do. And it's probably the right play because Moore is not a defensive-minded player. We've seen him many times. Even at left back, he can't play defense. Has a poor touch on the ball that leads to this opening here for 24. 24 now coming in. Kaminsky jogging back. Baumgartel walking back. I think this is Seguin over here. Poor Matriciani's got 2 guys here. What we see is a cross from number 24. It evades the first guy. The GOAT, Matriciani, tries to block it, gets an own goal. It didn't matter. I mean, Kaminsky, if Matriciani misses it, this guy's a backdoor, and it would have been a tap-in. He was right here. It might have been Lars Stindl, I think. But he was there for the tap-in as well. It didn't matter at that point. It would have been a goal no matter what. But look at these 2 defenders, right? I mean, that's what I take away. Look, the goal happens. Matriciani's there. Fairman picks him up right away. Moore's on the ground. Kaminsky jogging back. Look, he's walking back. I'm like, there's a problem, right? We're supposed to be better defensively. We haven't done jack squat in this game. And these are just the goals. It was just all game long. This was like this. And it's infuriating to watch because I thought if nothing else, playing with 3 defenders, 3 center backs plus 2 wingers, defensively we'd be a little bit more stout. we talked about before, Jack and I, how the midfielders got to help out no matter what, because we just don't have the defensive qualities in terms of the back line to really keep up with anybody, it seems like. And so we need some defenders or midfielders to help out defensively. Didn't really see that, right? Seguin, Templeman, Odraogo, and you're asking, Templeman and maybe Seguin are the guys who could probably more do so than Odraogo. Odraogo was definitely involved defensively, but we could do nothing defensively. It was a poor showing by us. We in the Discord chat, we were just bitching and moaning because it was a poor excuse of a game. It really was. And then there was no transition game. Anytime I got the ball, we either cleared it out or turned it over. We couldn't connect two passes with each other. Offensively, did nothing. Right? That last minute opportunity was nice. There was a play in the second half where I forget who had the ball. Seguin, it was a nice pass. Seguin made a nice pass backdoor to Kabadai, I believe it was, or someone gets a shot on target. Ball comes back to Odraogo, and he just misses the shot. So that was okay, but it wasn't not nearly as good as of a chance as the last minute chance. The last minute chance was a great opportunity at that point. Had it gone in 1-1, you're looking at more confidence. I don't know with the way this defense played, would we have done anything in this game? But you would have thought the morale would have been boosted. A little bit more fight in this team, and I think Karl Gerard said it, in the post-match press conference, was that there was no passion, there was no fight. All 50-50 balls were lost to Karlsruhe. Just like there was nothing in it. Like there was no bit of effort. It seemed like, not saying they didn't give effort. I'm sure they gave effort, but it didn't look like it to you, me, anyone watching this game from a Schalke perspective. It didn't look like we were in it at all. And to give up 3 goals the way we did could have been a lot more, right? Fairman made a couple saves. But we were lackluster on every aspect of the pitch. Really, really poor to watch. And it's disheartening, especially after what we saw, the optimism that we got, the little sliver there against Heracles. And we're like, oh, okay, maybe we can play. We didn't. And was it the substitutions that all we had? I don't know. But starting 11 had a lot to be desired for sure. We all want to see Mueller back, right? But I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. But it doesn't really matter who you got in goal if the defenders aren't doing anything for you. I said this last podcast or 2 podcasts ago with Jack. I said, like, I've been unimpressed with Baumgartel. And this game only adds fuel to the fire there. Whereas he missed a lot, and then it has nothing to do with his comments that he made. It's just like he's struggling right now. And again, it could be a lot of it could be tactics, but he's hurting right now. And Kaminsky hasn't done anything better in this game. This is a poor showing by him. Kalash wasn't really in the main plays, but he wasn't anything better. He's better than the other 2, but he wasn't anything great. So there's a lot to be desired in this. And then I don't know. You want to blame Toronto, but he really didn't get any opportunities, right? He didn't get service the ball. So the team's just struggling all the way around. I don't know if you make some substitutions, got to make some changes. Drexler is a super sub, but he can't do anything from the bench. Moore's good offensively. Kazuki came on late, didn't really help much, right? Could Schallenberg to help us out in midfield? I don't know. Could Merkin help us offensively? Maybe, right? But it's hard to say, really. So it's just difficult game to watch, and it doesn't get any easier for us because we got Hanover coming up next. And if you didn't know, they're up there in the table. They're 14th. They're 4th position. Only 2 points behind leader St. Pauli and Hamburg, with Holstein Kiel getting an impressive win. The simulcast I watched had a lot of Holstein Kiel. Timo Becker got a goal in that game, but they won that one. And it's going to be a difficult game because Hanover 96. And currently we sit in the relegation playoff spot, the spot that Armenia held last year, coincidentally with Brian Lasme. 16th position, but we're 5 points behind Hansa Rostock, who are in 15th. 5-point gap already. The bottom 3 look atrocious, and that includes us, Eintracht, Osnabrück, and of course us. On the horizon, obviously, we got Hanover this weekend on Saturday. The Pokal match against St. Pauli, which I am not looking forward to at all. That's on Tuesday on Halloween. We got our friends visiting on November 4th against Nuremberg, obviously, and then we got Elfsberg on the horizon. So before the next international break. So it's good. You got honestly, of the 3 league games, you had Hanover, Nuremberg, and Elversberg. That's maybe one winnable game, maybe. And the way we played on Sunday, it's no winnable games. Honestly, we got to find we got to find a way to scrape and find and collect some points before the international or for the Winterpause, because we need to regroup. And at this point, it doesn't look too promising. Gerards needs more time with the team for sure, but the guy's got to get motivation somehow. I don't know. He's got to. I'll be damn impressed if Gerards can figure this one out. I'll tell you that. But not the greatest of performances here. I'm not going to go on too long this podcast. Anything you want to chat about, let us know. If you want to join in the misery with the rest of us Schalke fans, we got a Discord channel. Definitely go check it out. We always share it with the podcast. So you look for it tomorrow, or let me know. Drop us a DM on Twitter or anywhere on social media, and we'll drop you the line to that. It's a great way to commiserate with fellow Schalke fans on the woes that it does. It's better to woe in company than by yourself, right? So good group of guys there. So yeah, I got nothing else. If there's I won't get into Gerard's comments after the game. He had some strong words. Basically what I just said earlier is just like, basically said the players didn't have any passion, didn't show anything. It was pathetic. And so as Anthony says, you got to kind of rally the troops, show some grinta, as they say in Italian, and find ways. Find that malocher, the minor mentality, and dig your way and get some points. That's all the fans want to see, is that you're trying, putting some effort in. We didn't see that on Sunday. They didn't have that minor spirit. They got to find a way to get that. Gerards got to find a way to get that. Buskins and Asamoah and Kreutzer, those are guys who have that in their DNA. They gotta find a way to get through the guys. And I think the best thing we saw out of this weekend, at least heading into the game, was that Gerards said, Buskins and Asamoah back on the bench. He's like, I don't know why they weren't on the bench. They deserve to be on the bench. They are the heart and soul of this team. They have to be there, and they were there, but didn't help obviously this weekend. So we'll see. I got the blues music in the background. It is a black and blue Monday, but man, I got nothing else. Wore me out. I'm wore out. I'm gonna go back and enjoy my fall weather. You should too. Too much Schalke is bad for the heart, right? Go see a doctor after the games. But for Jack, who's at JMMANGAN, you can follow me at R_KHARMAN. More importantly, follow Schalke America at Schalke America. Anywhere on social media. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment on the video. It'd be much appreciated. We'll try to drop more videos here and there. Let's take the worst case scenario. If we drop into the Dritte Liga somehow, apparently you can watch the games for free on YouTube. But we'll see about that, to be determined. I don't want to find out if that's the case, right? But we'll see, to be determined. Anyway, follow the podcast on all social media and go to our website. And I'll see you, Anthony. I will see you tomorrow. But for everyone else, enjoy the rest of your week, and do something else besides Schalke. Watch something else. Rejuvenate your spirits. Get your mind clear, and then get back to the weekend on Saturday for the game. So anyway, for Jack, for myself, try to enjoy the week, and Glück auf.